Oh. King. Hello, I'm Jack from whatculture.com, and we've just finished taping our first ever series of WCPW, and it's fair to say that I am absolutely exhausted, and I'm just hate King Ross for going off to the Euros and having a great time and drinking the beers and watching the football while I'm stuck here at work with a hangover and hay fever and tired. Anyway, these are all the WTF moments from SmackDown, and I hope you enjoy it, lads, yeah? Hope you appreciate it. Yeah, hit the thing. So first of all, Chris Jericho came out to open the show for, the highlight reel, his talk show segment, and the screen was there in the ring, previously known as the Jeritron 5000, but Jericho said now it's called the Jeritron 6500. What exactly has made it 1,500 times greater than the last one, and why on earth do what moments even matter to people? Because it's stuff like this that Ross enjoys. Just stuff that, fun little stuff that the wrestlers put in. Just think this will be a nice little addition for the people, and Ross goes, no, I want things to be the same. Imagine a world where Ross's version of wrestling was, how things were. It would just be boring. Let me take this off. I can't do it. Now it's time for the second WTF moment. Dean Ambrose came to the ring, and he said, oh, I like the Jeritron 5000, but we just established, Dean, that it's the Jeritron 6500. Yeah, you don't want to anger King Ross, do you? Otherwise he'll bop you with his scepter. Ooh, and that really hurts. Pathetic. And then, because it's the go-home show for Money in the Bank, the best Money in the Bank ever, it's been dubbed before it's even happened. Bit presumptuous. Sami Zayn and Cesaro came out to the ramp. Alberto Del Rio and Kevin Owens were in the ring. All the heels and faces were there, and then Sami said, you guys, meaning Alberto and Owens and Jericho, are facing off against three of the best in WWE. But should baby faces really align with each other purely because they're baby faces? Do I? No, they shouldn't. Now we get on to the big brawl, and what better way to start the big brawl than by Dean Ambrose spilling his cup of coffee on Jericho's obscenely expensive carpet. This is quite clearly a reference to that infamous Jericho-Kane feud from the Attitude Era, which was started literally by Jericho accidentally spilling some coffee on Kane backstage. So, it's a WTF moment. What more do you want? Does Ross give reasons? No, he doesn't, and everyone seems to love him, so, not annoyed. And now it's time for Kevin Dunn. Oh, Kevin! What have you done, Kevin? I'll tell you what Kevin did. He missed Kofi Kingston's Trouble in Paradise to score the victory in that opening Fatal 4-Way match. Bad work, Kevin. Bad work. But at least we've got this lovely picture on WWE.com to go with it. So, it's not too bad. It's not all negatives here on WTF Moments. It's not all bile and hatred, is it, Ross? Now, I'm pretty sure this has been a WTF moment before several times, but Baron Corbin is still being billed as the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That was several months ago. If he's going to ever move on and progress further up the card, he needs to let that go, or at least WWE need to let him let that go. And just as a fun aside, whenever Adam Blompier mentions a Battle Royal, watch how he pronounces it. He says Battle Royale, like the popular Japanese novel and film. Yeah, he's a tit, he's an idiot. Battle Royale, it's Battle Royal. The wrestling match inspired the book, not the other way around. What a nerd, what a geek, what a nerd. What has happened to Kalisto? It was only a few months ago, or not even a few months ago, sorry, a few weeks ago, that he was the US champion, and now Rusev is dominating him and Sin Cara single-handedly before the bell is even ringed. And here's another thing, Ross has decided to push on Twitter that I'm going to Kalisto his show, or make it decrease in value like Kalisto did, supposedly, to the US Championship. But you know what, I think I can actually save Ross's show and keep it afloat while he's away by just talking loud and being angry, because that's what you people like, isn't it? You're just like, ooh, Ross talks loud, ooh, let's all tell him he's better than Jack, and I don't actually care. I honestly don't, I promise you. Could we cut that bit out? I feel like they know I care. In the promo segment backstage, the New Day decided to mock AJ Styles' teenage emo haircut. Imagine having one of those. What an idiot. The women's division hasn't been quite as strong. Don't know what that was. The women's division hasn't been quite as strong as it normally is. The women's division hasn't quite been as good as the... It's just that thing that I do. The women's division hasn't quite been up to the same standard that we've been used to in the past few weeks. Charlotte's match with Natalya on SmackDown made Natalya again look like a bit of an idiot. Dana slid the belt into the ring, Charlotte gave it to Natalya while the ref's back was turned. The ref turned round and went, "Oh, have you been using the belt, Natalya?" Then Natalya picked up the belt to say no. The ref obviously took it off her. Charlotte trapped her in the figure 8 leg lock. She tapped out. It's not the best booking, and to be honest, I think their match, the tag match at Money in the Bank, is the one I'm least looking forward to. Hopefully, the women's division can get back on track pretty soon. Women's division. Sam just asked how many were left, and unlike Ross, I'm quite considerate, and I only go for a realistic number of WTF moments. I don't put in superfluous moments like the time that Summer Rae dropped a grape. Dropped a grape? Are you joking? Now, on my excellent notes, I've entitled this WTF moment, Owens and Jericho, a friendship lost, because they were getting on quite well. I remember they had a tag match about a month or two ago on SmackDown. The past few months have been a blur, lads. I remember they got along really well. Jericho got the fall. Owens was hugging him in the aisle. It was beautiful. It was two heels being smarmy and great and just hilarious with each other. Now it looks as though that's all been forgotten. Continuity's a myth, and Owens turned on Jericho and Del Rio at the end of the match, super kicked them both, and it makes sense because Owens is a bit selfish, well, very selfish, and that's his whole thing. But I'd have really enjoyed to see Owens and Jericho keep that sort of informal alliance. It was TV gold. Never mind. Was that a What Culture sign in the crowd? Various points during this event, you could see a tiny red triangle appear behind the head of the man in the row in front of the sign. I was convinced it was a What Culture sign, or the corner of it. And in the end, if you'll see here, it was actually Sheamus. It was a drawing of Sheamus. Who brings a Sheamus sign to a WWE event in 2016? And the final, and perhaps biggest WTF moment, why on earth, after 2 days of helping run a wrestling show, have I come into work for Ross and done WTF moments while he's on a balcony somewhere in France going, "Lads, wasn't that a great night last night? Didn't we get so drunk? Didn't we have a great time?" Why have I done that? For you people, for you. That's all we've got time for this week on WTF Moments. I've been Jack from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.